Hey everybody, it's me, Terry Hunter. It is February 10th, Sunday. Welcome back. Oh, the camera's looking a little funky. Maybe it's just me. I wanted to say thank you to everybody. This is my 8th video. I've been here on this channel for 2 months now, so it's very exciting. And I also wanted to kind of clarify for the audience what my intention is for this, for these readings. Let me see if I can fix the lighting a little bit. A little bit of issues with the lighting. Pardon me, everybody. Thanks for bearing in. Okay, that might be better. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to say is basically what I do is I work in the angelic realm, and my work with this audience on Sundays is to help you get angelic guidance for dealing with the transits coming up in this coming week. They're not necessarily predictions or readings for you all. Those are done more on an individual basis. So that's why I go by rising sign. And I also want to help you all. If you, part of the thing, I was meditating this morning and the number sequences were coming up in my mind. And I was thinking about things like, hi, I was thinking about seeing 546 and different number sequences. And I was thinking about how I could help you guys identify how your angels are trying to get messages through to you during your week. And then I looked up and I saw it was 1118. And I thought about the number and I was like, well, that actually reduces down to an 11. So again, Spirit is asking me, what are my thoughts? What am I thinking? What am I focusing on? So I want to put that in the mix. Hi, everybody who's joining. Yeah, so 5 and 6 series, that's awesome because 5 and 6 reduces down to an 11. I also was thinking about like if you see numbers going backwards, like say you see 432 all the time, 432. That could be Spirit saying to you, hold on, maybe things aren't quite going the right way. Give yourself a minute and let us give you a sign, an omen to in which direction to move next. So what I want to say is the work I'm doing with you guys each week is not just to do the readings for you, but to help you guys to create a language with your own spirit guides, your own angels, and the people who watch over you. So if you think of a red apple as a teacher and you think of a green apple as an apple a day keeps the doctor away, then Spirit is going to put red apples all around you to get that message through. So feel free to play with it, to tell them, oh, when I see this, this is how it occurs to me. So now that I've clarified that, I wanted to say we're at Valentine's Day week, everybody. Love is on the docket. And I want to say this because I'm perpetually single woman. So Valentine's Day for me is never been too much of a big deal, but I do think of it as a week when I want to really focus in on showing up as the love I'd like to receive. So let's start with Aries and see what Spirit has to say for us on Valentine's week. And again, guys, I like to focus in on the rising sign first, and then go to the moon and the sun and kind of braid them together to get more detail for your specific self. Okay. All right. So our first angel is Bethany. The second is Shanti. The third is Astera. And the final is Archangel Raphael. Well, this is very interesting, you guys. I'm an Aries rising, so this always feels like there's a message for me here. And I'm 59 years old. You guys will hear me say that a lot. And so I've been thinking about my nutritional intake. And I just got Medical Medium. Lotta had mentioned it in one of her videos. And now I'm getting the book, the Liver Detox book. Because Bethany says, when you take excellent care of yourself, or Bethany is saying, please take excellent care of yourself. You have important work to do. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can't get that work done. And I feel like Aries, you know, Mars is in Aries right now. There's a little, hi, Stephen. There's a, that energy that, you know, when Mars is in Aries, it's even more potent. It's in its natural sign. So there could be this go, 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 go type dynamic with Aries, and Spirit is saying, watch how you're taking care of yourself. Eating on the go, not necessarily good for your digestion. And I'm going to jump to the final card because I've got Archangel Raphael here. So I do think that Spirit is addressing Aries' physical body to take care of it, because I have Shanti in my opportunity or my obstacle, which is the angel of peace. And then I have in the angel's advice, I have Astera. It says, reach for the stars with your dreams and your desires and not to compromise. So this is how I want to round it up for Aries. This week, I feel like it's important to take care of your physical body as you go through your week. Show yourself love that way so that you can then have the energy that you need to break through whatever barriers you meet this week. And if they're barriers that are outside of yourself, if you can do it in the most loving possible way without losing your intention. Because I feel like, for me personally, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's because the days are starting to get longer here, but I'm feeling my energy starting to come back. So Aries, for this week, I think it's really about taking good care of your physical body. And this is not like, going on a diet or running out to get exercise. I feel like it's more about thinking about how your body responds to your daily activities. And as you notice how your body responds, then being mindful of not getting in its way when it's trying to support you as you chase your dreams. Okay, let's go on to Taurus. Oh, yes, it's exciting. I will say this, Spirit gets even when there's no evidence of something that we want to create, and love is very challenging for most people. We think about love, and Valentine's Day can be very, it can kind of make people sad if you don't have somebody. You'll go into the market and you'll see some guy walking by with balloons and flowers, and you're like, that's not me. But you know what? I really think if we take care of ourselves and we think the bigger picture and we believe in love and we believe that the universe is benign and benevolent in that way, then we can draw love towards us in ways that we don't. I guess the way I want to say this, guys, is sometimes love comes to us in little ways that aren't like all hearts and flowers. Having somebody open a door for you when you're going into Starbucks, those kind of things to me sometimes feel like, oh, the universe is telling me love is on the way. I just want to put that out there. All right, let's go on to Taurus. Okay. Our first angel is Rochelle. The second is Omega. The third is Shanti. And the final is Yvonne. Okay, Taurus, I love this spread for you this week. Rochelle is, and I hate to say it, but I say it every time, Rochelle is my favorite angel. Only because she says, as I follow the honor, the guidance of my heart, not reality, not practicality, not what somebody else thinks I should be doing, but what I want for me. Because Omega's here in your opportunity or your obstacle, offering you victory this week. Now, this is Shanti. Shanti comes up again as she's the angel of peace. That victory will come in the peace of mind for Taurus to be vulnerable to trusting that Spirit has your back. Yvonne talks about having a way with animals, but I always see it as being vulnerable. I was not a human mom. I was a fur baby mom. So this to me is as I'm vulnerable to my bigger desires and the things I want, and I just methodically, slowly start with my being energy. Thank you, Spirit, for all those things that I want, connecting in that direction, and then taking my action. And then I feel like Spirit in the form of Omega and Shanti are going to start to give you physical evidence that the things that you want are coming into the physical world. Okay, that's a really fun spread. And I'm a Taurus moon, so that hits me in my emotional body. I think of my rising sign as I think of the rising sign as sort of how I show up in the world. And then the moon sign is my emotional body. And then I think of my sun sign kind of as my spiritual body, because I'm a Libra sun, but it gets about the very least amount of my energy. I'm very decisive. I'm not always diplomatic. I'm not in partnership. So that's kind of how, as an intuitive, I interpret it for myself. Yeah, this Uranus transit in going back through Aries has been very weird, and it hits me on my rising sign, and it's made me a little squirrely in some days and very normal on other days. learning all sorts of new things about myself. Agreed. Bon 825. Love does come in many ways. And, and I think sometimes certain things that we get used to, we those that are in partnership with another, sometimes we get so used to the rhythm of that partnership that we don't see how much love is being fostered within that. Okay, let's go on to Gemini. Our first angel is Archangel Uriel. The second is Yvonne. The third is Sonia. And the final is Francesca. Okay, Gemini. Archangel Uriel talks about having helping you to release frustration, anger, stress, kind of, this is funny because Gemini doesn't feel childlike to me this week. I feel like you guys are frustrated. With Archangel Uriel here, maybe having a little bit of trouble being vulnerable to your dreams. And I feel like Spirit in the form of Sonia is saying, please call upon us. And I want to say this, guys, because, oftentimes I do this work all the time. And I set my intentions for certain things I want to manifest. But sometimes the things that are the closest to my heart, the things that I really want, but I've kind of put on some sort of shelf, I don't talk to Spirit about that as much. And I feel like that's what, for Gemini this week, I feel like Spirit is asking you to dig a little deeper and really kind of getting past the story you're telling yourself that's creating frustration. Because Francesca is saying, what do you visualize right now? That will come about. You don't have to force it or block it with negativity. I was actually born at 5:20 p.m. in the afternoon. On October 17th. I'm born on the star Spica. Okay, so Gemini, I want to say this too for you. I feel like, sometimes, Gemini is such a fun, playful, youthful sign that sometimes when you get frustrated, I think you may be being doubly hard on yourself because you don't like the way that feels. So I want to just say the more you can surrender it, but I don't mean in a way that's like trying to push it away. It's sort of like, if you can't do anything about it now, there's no use fretting about it or being upset about it. That's what I guess Spirit is saying. And if for some reason what you're feeling, because we are in Valentine's Day week, if this frustration comes in your intimate body, comes in your relationship or lack thereof a relationship, do your best, Gemini, to go into how it feels when you're in that healthy relationship and turn over that excitement for that healthy relationship to Spirit, because they're here and they're asking you to be vulnerable to a bigger picture. Okay. Okay, let's go on to Cancer. All right. Our first angel is Bridget. The second is Archangel Uriel. The third is Xana. And the final is Teresa. All right, my Cancers. Bridget is a card that asks you to look deeper into a situation before you proceed any further. We have Archangel Uriel here in the opportunity or the obstacle, which talks about frustration. I have Xana in the Angel's Advice, which is about protection. And then I have Teresa. Teresa is a card for me that is a lot of energy going out and not a lot of energy coming back in. This is, for my Cancers, I feel that you too may be frustrated this week. And Valentine's Day week may be illuminating for you a sense of isolation or loneliness, because I feel like Spirit is actually saying that they're protecting you from getting in any sort of situation in which you would be not particularly, this doesn't feel, I feel like Spirit is watching over Cancer this week so that you don't step into a relationship inadvertently that would not serve your highest or greatest good. If you're entertaining going back into a relationship that that doesn't necessarily work, and I'm really talking about an intimate relationship here, that's how it's coming about to me. So I think Bridget is not saying that you're in any sort of danger, but to ask Cancer to look deeper into your motivations and whether you're really taking care of you. Because Teresa's a timeout a little bit. It's a timeout to sort of hang back. So I want to offer this because this feels a little bit spiky to me and not necessarily the most warm and fuzzy, but I also think that if you look at it as spirit protecting you from making a decision that you would later either regret or have to go into some sort of do-over, then you can relax a little bit about that. And that also gives spirit an opportunity to bring in a vibration that will be more in line to what you want. There's times when I have, I'm just going to tell you a quick story. I was dating a guy one time years ago, and we had just started dating. I think we dated like 2, 3, 4 months, and he went to the Kentucky Derby. He was a recovering addict, and when he left, he was very torn up about leaving. And I said, I'll be here when you get back. Don't worry about it. Have a good time. He came back with a new girlfriend. And I found out 6 months later, he had moved her from Kentucky to Los Angeles. And then he stole everything from her, hijacked a car, and ended up in jail. Now, I cried over that guy when he dumped me for that girl, but I was being protected by spirit, and he was going to do some serious damage. So I guess what I'm trying to say, Cancer, instead of looking at this as sort of being not happy news, think of it as spirit watching over you so that the bigger version of what you want for yourself and for your love life can then be birthed. Okay, let's go on to Virgo. Are you still feeling emotional, Stephen? Because, you know, sometimes if you're bottling it up, it just exasperates it. You might think about, I don't know, if you're feeling frustrated, you might think about just going to a boxing gym and knocking it out, you know, hit a bag or something. Okay, Virgo, what's up for you? Oh, you know, I'm going to say this, Stephen. If you can, juice some celery, 16 ounces, do it every day, and your feet won't hurt in a week. You'd be amazed at what celery juice, just plain old celery juice, nothing else on an empty stomach, and you'll feel so much better. And I don't give medical advice, that's just juice. Okay, Virgo. Our first angel is Merlina. The second is Graceful Antoinette. The third is Archangel Raphael. And the final is Ray. Okay, so for my Virgos, Merlina talks about being confused and indecisive because you don't have enough information. And I'm going to jump straight over to the fourth position before I go around the whole thing, because Ray is my card of connecting with spirit. I feel like this is not about doing research in the physical world. I feel like this is more about connecting with spirit as you're making your decisions. I almost feel as if maybe you have options already. Maybe you're not as confused about where you want to go. It's just which path to take, because I feel like spirit is wanting to help align you to that as you go deeper into your desires and give them to spirit. Okay, so in Merlina, being in the foundational position feels like a bit of a stall, a bit of a I have to assess what direction I'm going to go. I feel like Grace and Antoinette is asking you to have compassion for that, because Archangel Raphael offers, you know, he's the angel of physical healing. And I don't think right here it's meaning necessarily physical healing as much as this little bit of compassion that you have for this moment of confusion gives you an opportunity to have spirit illuminate the path. We as humans, when we endeavor things, we very much will make a plan, we get a list, and we go check, 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 check. But sometimes in between the check, there needs to be a space. Otherwise, things get crowded. So that's what I think Merlina is kind of doing, is saying, I think there's a little space for them to give you a clearer sign. And I want to say this too, because if it's about partnerships, there's the potential, Virgo, that this week that there could be events or situations that actually illuminate how somebody would be a partner, whether it be in business or in personal. And that will be illuminating in a way that will answer your questions. So just kind of give it a little air. Okay, let's go on to Libra. Yes, Virgos want to know where they're going. They don't like being confused and indecisive. Okay. Did I miss Leo? I did. Okay, let's go back. I'll do Leo now. I knew I was doing something. Okay, we'll do Leo next. And then we'll go to Libra. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm going to get some comments for that. Okay. All right. So, all right, let me shuffle and do a Leo real quick. Hold on. Ah, my goofiness. I didn't get my tea poured this morning. It's over in the kitchen. Sorry, guys. Okay, Leo. How could I forget Leo? This is why I have to go in order, guys. Okay. Our first angel is Archangel Gabriel. The second is Patience. The third is Archangel Michael. And the final is Archangel Uriel. Okay, so you got top three. All right, so Leo's Archangel Gabriel talks about having an important purpose in communications and the arts, and that may be many of you, because I feel like we're in a very creative place in the world right now. Right now, we're creating together. But also she talks about insecurities. So if you're having any sort of doubt in yourself or doubt in a situation, you know, it's time for you to turn it over to spirit, because patience is in the opportunity or the obstacle. And I kind of just said this for Virgo in some respects. This is a time of studying and learning. It's assessing, it's observing the dynamics, it's looking around and saying, oh, okay, so let me assess the energies of this, because Archangel Michael is asking you to have the courage to move forward with your dreams and your desires and your life purposes. But this is the thing I want to say. Okay, so here we are, Valentine's Day week, and if for some reason Leo is, you know, if you're feeling challenged in a relationship, because I have Archangel Uriel here. There's frustration here with Archangel Gabriel. So there's the potential that Leo is feeling frustrated in your, I want to say it feels a little bit like frustrated in your relationship or lack thereof a relationship. And that Archangel Michael and Patience are asking you, if you're dating Leo and you've been wanting to get a relationship and move the story forward, it's not so important to move the story forward as it is to be in the present moment to see how the story is lining up. That's what I think that they're saying. So if you're feeling insecure, like let's just say you're a guy and you really like this gal and she's not calling you back and you're frustrated she's not calling you back, let that, rather than being frustrated about it, let it tell you something about her character. She just may not be a phony person. And I mean that not phony. And so therefore because I leave my phone home all the time. So anyway, this is what I'm trying to say for Leo. This week, allow spirit to illuminate as you turn over any preconceived notions or any ideas you may have that feel a little funky to you or feel a little frustrating to you, so that they can then give you signs and omens as to whether you're right, this is a good relationship, I should move forward, or this doesn't quite line up with what I wanted. Okay, so now we'll go on to Libra. So sorry I chopped all that up. Stephen, you haven't gotten your scores back? I thought for sure last week that you have already passed, so I'm not really too concerned for you. Okay, Libra. Here we go. And just on a side note, I'm just going to say, Stephen, you may have been feeling emotional this week because you took all those exams and you're, so close to your dreams and you worked so hard to get to that place. It seems sort of like it would make sense that you would have sort of an emotional, kind of have to sit back and kind of decompress from the whole thing. All right, Libra. Mystique is our first angel. The second is Ray. The third is Layla. And the final is Astera. Okay, Libra, keep charging ahead. Expect miraculous solutions. Don't take no for an answer. I love this. Mystique always kind of reminds me of that song, Gloria Estefan's song, Coming Out of the Dark and Into the Light. Because, the light's always really shining down on us. And it's only when we are out of alignment with our deeper self that we get confused, because miracles are alignment to our truth. Miracles are a way for spirit to facilitate our complete and utter intention. And here's Ray asking you to set that intention, to trust with your power center that if you have a desire, Libra, it can come about. And spirit will tell you through Layla that is being confirmed for you. Meaning, as you step and walk out into nature, which I've said, probably every single video since I started, that spirit, that's the easiest way for spirit, is through the numbers and through elements in nature, whether it be birds, lizards, rabbits, horses, dogs, I don't care. Looking at the dynamics and characteristics of those things that cross your path is how spirit will support you and give you confirmation. Because Libra, Aster is here saying, reach for the stars. Don't compromise. Basically, both these, I just got chills everywhere. This is basically spirit saying things are happening. Things are in your love life are happening. If you're in a relationship and you've wanted that relationship to feel renewed, then your focus on that and then your willingness to show up as a renewed energy in your relationship. Or if indeed you are not in a relationship and it's been a long time and you start to think, well, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. You being able to sit in that space of saying, you know what? It is going to happen, and it's going to happen in the right timing of things. And my job is to just stay the course. Stay the course. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go on to Sagittarius. No, Scorpio. Oh boy, I'm all over the place today. All right, Scorpio. Give it a good shuffle. All right, our first angel is Crystal. The second is Athena. The third is Serena. And the final is Chantal. Well, Scorpio, you got the romance angel on Valentine's Day. Oops, sorry. All right. So Crystal says, have faith and hope because there's more on the horizon that you can't see. I want to say this for you, Scorpio. This is not just about bringing intimate love into your life. This is about falling back in love with yourself as well. Because I have Athena saying it's safe for you to lovingly be powerful and to assert yourself towards the things that you want. And there's Serena, the angel of money. And I love the way she sits. Look how she's literally serene. Her eyes are closed. She sort of has this sort of jazzy stance, all relaxed with her arms open, because the relationship that you're wanting, because I do think this is about relationship, because Chantal is all about relationships, all about falling in love or having a resurgence within my relationship. And when people have been together for a long time, sometimes it's hard to imagine how will this, resurge? How will this be more different than we've been together for 20 years? Well, you know what? Just by you giving life to the idea that you want to show up how you want to be in a loving relationship could be the very spark that helps your partner align with you. So as you lovingly assert yourself with the thoughts of abundance, with the thought, this is not about money at this point. In Serena being in the angel's advice in relation to Athena is saying that as you lovingly assert yourself, you will be abundant. You will expand like Jupiter. Everybody's talking about Jupiter over here. So enjoy this week. And if for some reason you're single and you're not in a relationship, then be hopeful and be excited about the potentials and do something really loving for yourself. Maybe you should get yourself some flowers. Celebrate. Okay, now we'll go on to Sagittarius. All right, Sag. Okay. Our first angel is Sonia. The second is Desiree. The third is Archangel Michael. And the final is Akasha. Okay. So Sonia talks about a deceased loved one saying hello, hi from heaven, and stepping in. But I really think this is about, as a collective, these are your spirit guides saying that they're here, they're with you, and they're loving you and supporting you. It's interesting because I'm going to jump for Sagittarius to the fourth position because I got Akasha, the spiritual teacher card. Sagittarius, you're ruled by Jupiter, ninth house, higher learning. This really feels like a week when you are being asked in some ways to turn over again. Well, I'm going to say, I'm so choppy today. Desiree is saying conditions aren't right or favorable in our opportunity, our obstacle. And Archangel Michael is saying have courage to move forward in your divine life's purpose. So this is what I want to say for Sag. This week, it feels like, yeah, the 18th is next week. So Stephen, you're not going to get your results till next week. So, but turning over your wants and your desires to spirit, I feel like you're going to learn something about, this is a pause week for you. There's not going to be, it doesn't feel like a lot's going to happen. It feels like it's going to be kind of quiet and maybe, requiring Sagittarius to go to that deeper place of inner knowing. Just because nothing's happening doesn't mean nothing is happening. So what I want to say is that this is really a week to turn over your trepidation, your concerns, your I don't even know if how deep these concerns may be, as much as it's just a lack of movement, and then you have something that you get to learn as a result of that lack of movement. So let's just give you this example, Sagittarius. Let's say you've been wanting to, get the results of something and it doesn't come through. And you sit there and you go, you know what? I know that's all going to work out just fine. I know it is. And then you report that energy as you wait. The people around you may think, oh, I should worry. I should be fretting. I need to know. But you're being able to display an inner knowing will help teach others to trust their experience and trust themselves. That's what I think this is about. And I think that your spirit guides are here wanting you to connect with them so that you too can learn from them. Okay, let's go on to Capricorn. Okay, what is up with my goats? Love my goats. Don't know why, I just love Capricorn. I must have been a Capricorn in a past life or something because I've always had such a fondness for them. Okay. I just had brunch with a Capricorn, and I'll tell you this, not today, but a couple weeks ago, and this gentleman, it couldn't be more Capricorn. He is a leader. He is strong in his opinions. He knows where he's driving the bus. Okay. Here we go, Capricorn. Our first angel is Maya. The second is Serena. The third is Vanessa, and the final is Akasha. Very interesting. Well, this is very interesting because Maya is a card of schooling and education. I'm jumping right over to Akasha, and this is the teacher card. So this is very interesting to me because I feel like this week, it's interesting to me because I feel like Capricorn is going to learn something about money, and not about spending money or money coming crashing in. It's about energetically creating money. So here, Maya says that you have some of you may absolutely be involved in traditional schooling and education, and that may come into play. But for me, in the work I do, this is my energetic education. So I see myself like when I'm really worked up about something that's got me hot, I'll see how my energy will shut other things down, things that will bring in abundance. So my job in many ways is to relax and know. So if Capricorn needs any money, needs any resources, needs anything in the material world, this is a week where you're going to be required to show faith. Vanessa is asking you to have faith in that God will provide all the resources that you need. And here you have something to learn from that, because you know, Capricorn is kind of like Virgo in some respects, wanting to not just know. Virgo wants to know where it's going. To me, Capricorn says, I know where I'm going. Now get out of my way a little bit. And in this respect, if it's about resources, then you may have come to a place where you're sort of at a fork in the road. So Pixie, are you a Capricorn rising? Because this would be the absolute opportunity for you to say, okay, Spirit, not only do I need a new job, this is how I want to feel in this new job. These are the kinds of dynamics. I get plenty of money. I like my coworkers. The hours are great. And I get myself excited. And then I put that up to Spirit in the form of Vanessa having faith. And then I have something to learn. Because this is really not about teaching anymore. This is, to me, about Spirit teaching you a little bit more about trust. And I want to say this too, because Capricorn, if you would shave off a corner, or if you would lowball yourself for some reason, then I don't think Spirit's going to let that dynamic move forward. Or if it does, it's going to be a do-over, because what they're really trying to teach you is, when you have faith that all the money that you need and all the resources and all the dynamics that you need will be there, it's to strengthen you for the next time you come into that. Because each time we conquer a dream, or we manifest the things that we want, there's a whole new set of dreams and things that we want to manifest. So this is helping build a strong energetic muscle to do that. Okay, let's go on to Aquarius. Okay, Pixie, when you pray, be sure to say thank you to God and the angels. They respond very quickly to the thank yous, because it's that faith that you know you're going to get that job. When we say please, it has this little scarcity thing, and Spirit says, well, I can appreciate that she wants it, but I feel like please it's not like I don't want to be rude to Spirit, but they just respond to thank yous and that kind of that confidence very quickly. Okay, so here we go. Aquarius. All right. Our first angel is Teresa. The second is Xana. The third is Oceana. And the final is Serena. Okay. Okay. So Teresa is a card that says I'm putting a lot of energy into a lot of other things and other people. And it's also a card of worry for me. A card where I'm fretting and I'm concerned about the things that haven't seen manifest yet. Because I have I have Xana here, the angel of protection, and Oceana asking you to take loving action. This, in the angel's advice, is to take action in believing that the worst is behind you, that whatever you need. Worry is a form of prayer that does not serve me. It puts my attention and intention in the very experience I don't want to have. So when I can go to the solution, when I can go to the idea that, oh yes, everything I need will be provided for me. My job is to trust that, because here's Serena again. You know, this feels very much like it's about physical resources right now for Aquarius. And if I'm worrying about money, I've got a lot of focus on lack. So I know that the bills can tend to stack up. I know that we can see them coming in. But again, as we see them, the more, I almost want to say, if you could be in a vibration that says, ooh, the more bills I have, the more money I'm going to have to pay those bills. And I'm not trying to ask y'all to walk around like you have a bubble on your head and to be irresponsible. But again, this is an energetic dynamic that as I sit in harmonious reception, you know, very, very serenely, then God will provide the resources and the money that I need. Okay, let's go on to our final sign, Pisces. All right, Pisces. You know, they say save the best for last. Okay. All right. Our first angel is Patience. The second is Archangel Michael. The third is Crystal. And the final is Maya. It's very interesting to me because everyone feels like they're getting a little spiritual education this week about trust, about believing in the things that we want. Patience talks about having a time to learn and study and assimilate the energies around me. Archangel Michael is asking me to have the courage to continue on in spite of that I cannot see, because there's more. Crystal says there's more on the horizon that you can't see right now. And then here's Maya. You know, Maya's a card of schooling and education, but in this, for me, it's always my energetic education. It's always saying, you know, we as humans, is natural for us to doubt that our dreams can come true. It's natural for us to feel vulnerable to the things that we want, to be scared. It's also that scare and that fear that gives us the biggest tail wag when we conquer it. When we endeavor something we know we can do, we're blasé about it. We just kind of go, oh well, I did that. That was easy. But when we've been sitting, and this week, Valentine's week, with love, let's say let's just say the three hues: no love, new love, and seasoned love. If you're anywhere on that spectrum, Pisces, then allow yourself to have the highest version of that for yourself. Allow yourself to actually think about and be mindful about, am I projecting any fears that are actually in play, or somewhere in the future about my relationships? Because I feel like Spirit wants to support you to feel safe in all your relationships, the relationships with others, the relationships in your intimate body, and the relationship with yourself. You know, because they say, you know, as I've grown older, those sayings that used to bug me so much as a young girl make more sense. The more I love myself, the more I am able to love others. So for me, this is a week where Pisces kind of gets to trust the experience that the universe is providing, and is also ruled by ancient rulers Jupiter. So know that you're in, you know, this year is kind of a great year for Sag, and a really great year for Pisces too. So trusting that your dreams are coming true, knowing that the archangels are watching over you, you're learning something. And that's building the muscle that creates worlds, creates universes, creates abundance beyond. It creates harmonious wealth. The education that Spirit is offering Pisces this week is the education that provides a sense of security, no matter what age, what dynamic you are, whether you're single, whether you're in a big family. You'll feel this sense of warmth and I want to say protected, because when we're protected in our physical experience, it makes it easier for us to go into other dynamics here. All right, guys, thank you so much again for being here with me this week. I really do love doing this every week. I love interacting with you all. And if you have questions about, or you see things during the week, signs or omens, and you want to reach out, you know, we can talk about it. We can do a little something after the readings if you want. I'm open to that. Nothing personal. You guys, you'd have to get a personal reading for that. But if you'd like to just talk about signs you saw during the week, someone in the comments last week is a nurse and said that she saw, you know, 3710 on something. And so she kept seeing one. So that was really fun to hear. All right, guys. Again, I am Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, and you can find me on Astrolada's website if you'd like to book a session with me. Otherwise, I'll see you next Sunday at 11 Pacific time. Have a great week. Happy Valentine's Day. Love on you. Bye.